Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very first episode of the Durmand Diary Podcast. My name is Grasp, and I am one of your three hosts, the others being...
I'm Switch.
I'm your boy Trill.
Yeah.
What's good, y'all?
And in this very first episode, we're just going to talk a little bit about some of our plans and some of our goals with the podcast. But first, there's going to be a little fun fact. We thought it's important for you guys to get to know ourselves. So for today's fun fact, it's going to be, what's your favorite Doritos flavor?
Cool Ranch.
Man.
No
Dude,
doubt.
Cool Ranch is too mainstream.
Yeah, you're too hipster to have Cool Ranch.
Yeah,
There's nothing
I mean,
better
I
than that?
am.
pretty much.
Not even a new flavor?
What about the taco flavors, or the Doritos tacos from Taco Bell?
I've actually
Can
never
that
had
count as
those
a
ones.
flavor?
Cool Ranch.
You never had it from Taco Bell?
I don't think I have, no. I'm not much of a Taco Bell guy, man.
Christ, you need to get off Gilwers 2 and go to Taco Bell.
There's no
Or like they
time.
need to open Taco Bell in Gilwers 2.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay. Well, mine is definitely the sweet spicy chili.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
solid. That's pretty
It's
good.
decent.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll let it slide.
Yeah. we'll
You're
let
still
it
my
be.
boy. You can still be on the podcast.
I appreciate that, Clark. All right, well, okay, so some of our current goals, the most important thing probably is just news, and like we're going to go into that later. We're going to talk about something called a big topic, and that's going to be like the most important thing that we cover in the podcast each episode. But we'll also talk about things like PvP and World vs. World and PvE. We were thinking about having a section with history and Trill. I'm sure you can talk about that.
Yes, sir. Pretty much everything that... I know there's a lot of Guild Wars 1 players that miss a lot of things about Guild Wars 2, and we're going to try to find every link between the two games as possible, and each week bring you guys some cool linkage and connections, that I just made up a word, about just between the two games, and just... Because I'm a huge fan of Guild Wars 1, so are these other guys that we're doing this podcast with, and we miss some things, and we just want to like have that nostalgic feeling again of like, you know, just something simple like Temple of Ages being in Queensdale. I mean, that's so cool, just having it a point of interest. So bring you guys some things you won't normally see, or you might just pass by and not really realize. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right, like we want to bring that to your attention so you know that this Easter egg is here in this area, and you can go visit it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second, before we continue on, did you say that linkage, is that a word?
Yeah, dude, actually, I'm about to put it on Wikipedia.
It is?
So all
Okay.
you guys can cite it on your documents for class, because teachers love Wikipedia.
Yeah. It's going to be on Webster's.
Oh my
somewhere,
God.
right?
It's the most valuable resource. Why do they even have dictionaries still? Wikipedia. Or encyclopedias, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, so just so that you guys know that we're credible about what we say, we're going to give some background for each of us, how we got started in the franchise of Guild Wars, and just some history about ourselves and what we really enjoy playing. So we're going to have Grasp started off here.
I mean, what do you want me to say about Grasp?
Well, just how long have you been playing? Just the Guild Wars franchise in general.
Okay, well, I started off playing Guild Wars 1 probably about, maybe like 6-7 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even like 8, I forget. But it was a long time ago. Let's just say it like that. I think I started playing after the release of Nightfall. So I was there before Eye of the North and all the, the Guild Wars Beyond chapters. But
Nice.
yeah, I joined a little bit later than some people, but still for a long time. I do have Guam, and I have 50 out of 50 in my Hall of Monuments.
Nice.
Don't mean to be Tony Stark here, but you know.
You got to brag.
What type of player are you? Are you like PvP-oriented, PvE?
Well, I mean, in Guild Wars 1, I was totally PvE all the way. I was in a speed clear guild for a long time, and
Nice.
yeah, I mean, that's just what we focused on. It was like Underworld and for sure WoW, and even the dungeon speed clears, so we did it all. But
Do you guys do any like faction speed clears?
we tried a little bit of Urgaz Warren, but even some Domain of Anguish too. That's right. We tried that at the end. I never got too heavily into that, just because. I mean, it definitely was difficult, but I mean, I could do some of it. I could do it on my assassin.
Nice.
I don't remember the rules, but there was the one I could do. but the other ones I couldn't.
So what's your favorite, in Guild Wars 2, what's your favorite profession to play?
Probably the Elementalist, and that's the same as it was for me in Guild Wars 1. Like, I played Elementalist, it was my first character, and I played it the entire time. But in Guild Wars 2, I actually started off on a Guardian, and I still play him. Like, he's one of my main characters, I consider, but my Elementalist is definitely my favorite profession to play.
I remember I was sitting in class, like, maybe junior, I think it was senior year of high school. And I was sitting there, I was, like, searching hashtags of Guild Wars. And, like, you popped up, and then, like, I hit you up on Twitter, and we became friends through that. So, it was pretty cool. And
right. Yeah, you guys...
ever since.
Yeah, like, we actually kind of go back.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
That is crazy.
One days.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So, Switchblade, how about you, man? How have you been playing?
Oh, man. Well, I started Guild Wars 1 just a little bit after launch. So
OG.
I mean, they just had their 10-year anniversary, so close to 10 years ago. Actually, a funny story about that. My stepdad actually owned a cyber cafe where I live, and one of my rewards for helping him paint the walls was a copy of Guild Wars.
That's awesome.
Because he had a few extras just from all the extra computers there. But I mean, I played a decent amount of Prophecies. Mostly with that, I mean, I was still young, so back then games, it's so much easier to just enjoy running around aimlessly, not really accomplishing a lot. But I kind of gravitated towards some of the structured PvP, but I feel that was mainly because you got the instant level 20 boost. You jump into PvP, you're instantly just max level. That was back when they had like the PvP characters, if you guys remember that.
Totally.
Instantly roll as level 20, which I guess Guild Wars 2 kind of incorporated.
Somewhat, yeah.
But then once factions came out, I mean, that's when I really, really got into it. With the introduction of the Assassin and the Ritualist. I mean, the Assassin became quickly my favorite character. That was the first character that I, played through every campaign with and all that stuff. But yeah, and then I got Guild Wars 2 right at launch, and in August of that year, launch night, I remember playing it with a bunch of my buddies, but I had a crummy laptop at the time, so it was hard to play it.
Classes the next day.
I mean, I kind of had to stop pretty quickly after that because it was running at like 10 frames a second.
Wow.
So I was a little bit of like a late comer to Guild Wars 2. It took me about a year before I got a better computer and was able to play it. And I've been digging it ever since.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite class or profession, I guess we should say, in Guild Wars 2?
Definitely the Assassin. Or not the Assassin, the Thief. I'm sorry.
Assassin was good, man. I remember.
Yeah, I know. I want it to be that. It's funny. I hated the Thief at first, just because it wasn't the Assassin.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of grown on me. It's its own thing, and I like where it sits in terms of its ability to support and be very strong at the same time. I definitely dig the play style.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Might I add, even though we don't have the Assassin right now in Guild Wars 2, Specializations coming in the future, Heart of Thorns.
Don't tease me like that.
We'll actually be talking about that later on the podcast too.
Save
that
for
wait,
later,
guys.
man.
Just wait.
All right, I'm calming my waters.
All right, what about you, Trill? What's your history with Guild Wars?
I've been playing since Factions, and that came out, so probably about 7 or 8 years now. I remember making my first Assassin PvP character. It was incredible. I remember when I made my first PvE character, walking out to Sunquil Vale out of Shinji Monastery and being like, this game is the best. RuneScape sucks. I hate RuneScape now.
Whoa, RuneScape is all right.
It has its place.
It had its time in 5th grade. But
there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah. But I started out as like a PvE character. Like, of course, we were young when we played. So I had like the terrible disease of keep deleting characters because I was like, I have to make a new main. I want this name. That was a terrible decision.
Yeah.
But I finally settled on mainly the Dervish and the Warrior.
Also, by the time Nightfall hit, so for all the factions, and you were kind of like me, where you're just kind of mainless.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Eye of the North came out, and I was like, all right, I need to start doing something, So I really focused. Elementalist was kind of in there too. That stutter was crazy right there.
Nice.
And so I was mainly PvE. And then I met some friends. Shout out to Tower Mush and Maurice for making Bros Before Pros Guild. Carried that name on over. But they got me into GVG. Here's a Scent. And that was that made the game a whole new level. I mean, it was extremely competitive, some awesome stuff going on. So yeah, it was pretty sweet. Warrior is the class I play right now in Guild Wars 2. Looking forward to the Reaper though. That might be my main. Not sure yet. But Warrior's pretty sick.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Exactly. But yeah, shout out to Bros Before Pros. Had a good time leading that guild. Grass was a member of that. He was an officer of that guild.
Wow. So you guys do.
I didn't want to be. I always told him, I said, don't make me an officer.
Yeah, but he was like one of the most mature people, so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, I'm alright. Okay, so now that we have introduced ourselves a little bit, now it's the audience's turn. So the audience wants to introduce themselves.
All right, cool. Yeah.
You guys are great. Wow.
Yeah,
I
dude,
just tried to do the cricket sound. Does it sound like crickets?
No.
Nah.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll have to get like a
Just get a cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get a cricket. Yeah.
They're pretty cheap, right?
Yeah, dude.
The phones?
The real
They
deal.
still have cricket?
Yeah. Maybe not
That
up in your
became
parts
like-
of the world, but in my parts for sure.
In America?
America.
Well, anyways, okay, so now moving on, we can. You guys want to talk about like the some of the updates this week
For sure.
that happened?
All right. So some of the stuff that came out this week, there was a new set of weapon skins available through the Black Lion claim tickets. The Daydreamer skins is what they're called.
Ooh.
I don't know. Did you guys?
I do that a lot.
Did you guys get
I
a chance to
daydream
check
a
those out?
I have to say I'm really not a fan of them.
Yeah, they're very Heart of Thorns esque.
Well,
I mean,
yes.
definitely arena that's prepping for the expansion right now with these. But they're very Vine looking. I don't know. I feel like if I had the right character for it, I mean it's just not right for my thief.
They remind me
Right.
of another
Could be cool.
set that came out not too long ago.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Wow, I cannot think of it at all.
Yeah.
The Mordrum set, maybe?
No, I don't think so. Whatever. But I'm just not really a fan of like the Vine type stuff, really. I guess. But
Yeah.
so be
Well,
it.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely would match with the Daydreamer's outfit
True.
that came into the gem store.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
So maybe you collectors out there, you can
Outfit on
get your full
fleek.
Daydreamer set.
Right. If you want to match your Balthazar outfit and weapons with your Daydreamer's
That Balthazar
outfit,
set
and there you go.
is sick. That thing
Oh,
is
yeah.
spot on.
Especially if you have the flame.
Oh yeah.
In other news, the Snow Owl mail carrier, another new Black Lion thing. So you can have a Snow Owl now that'll carry your mail around for you.
Do you guys have any mail
Yeah.
carriers?
I don't actually.
No, I don't. I'm still stuck with the basic one, but I actually might get that one just so I can be Harry Potter if I
want
want.
the Quaggin.
snap.
The Quaggin is sweet.
Aside from that, there's a little bit of an update with the Black Lion chests. They now have a chance to drop the Raven and Parrot mail carriers.
Cool.
So maybe people like me who don't have a mail carrier could finally maybe get one from a Black Lion chest here. And they also removed a mini 3-pack that was in the Black
That
Lion
sucks.
chest. Yeah, so you can't really get that anymore. You gotta get it the hard way.
Yeah.
Yep.
And bigger news. I don't know if you guys have seen
Way
it,
bigger
but
news.
there's some big changes going on in Lions Arch right now. They're finally
Oh, yeah?
finally fixing it. I noticed that there's a big wall. I don't think that wall was there before.
It definitely was not.
But yeah, I mean it's cool to see that this might actually be something that happens before Heart of Thorns, that Lions Arch might finally be fixed soon.
I was also on the Guild Wars 2 subreddit on my phone with the app, and I was reading something that said like it looks like the waters have rised a little bit in Lions Arch. I mean, that might just be someone like that hasn't played in like 3 years and they have no idea what's going on. But I mean, that's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure why that would be happening, but
Yeah, I think it's interesting too that you mentioned that about the water. I saw a picture from one of my guildmates earlier today, actually, where someone mentioned that there are carca eggs in one
Oh,
of
yeah.
the boats in
Wow.
Lion's Arch now. So who knows?
I
what
mean,
that could be.
lore-wise, that could be really interesting because I think it's the consortium that's responsible
It
for the
is.
construction of Lion's Arch.
It is.
And we already know they're kind of mischievous. So if they're like carrying carca eggs over on ships, like, you know, what are their plans?
And they're the ones that like pretty much took us to Southland Cove, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the ones who, I think, like, they first went to Southland Cove, and, you know, they tried to set up a place of residence for people to come and go on
It's
vacation.
like a resort.
Right, exactly, a resort. That's the word I was looking
Oh,
for.
man.
But what they did is they awakened the carca, and they
Carca.
kind of pissed them off, and that's why they attacked Lion's Arch and created the Lagfest.
That's why no one
That
goes
was-
there. Because there's Carca.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to a Carca-infested place?
Right.
Stupid carca. About to make some Krabby Patties out of them.
But something cool they're
Carca
doing.
Patties.
Something cool they're doing is like I know Switchblade's done it, and I've done it too. I don't know about you, Grass, but they actually like some of the new points that they're rebuilding. They're letting the like player base choose the names. They're having a poll.
Oh, the
Like-
poll?
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 questions.
Yeah.
And you get to like pick like what you want it to be named. I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can find that
definitely.
right on the Guild Wars 2, right on the homepage, right under the news section there. Definitely look at that. I thought it was really interesting. There's a couple points that reference some old Guild Wars 1 lore.
Yes.
And I was like, oh.
We were
man.
talking last night. It was like Beacon's Point, I think, and that's
Yeah.
coincides.
Yeah.
with
Beacon's Perch?
What was it?
I think it's Beacon's Perch.
Beacon's
in
Perch.
Guild
Beacon's
Wars
Perch.
1.
Yeah, huge
Yeah.
running spot in Prophecies in the Shiver Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gave me some nostalgia there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like the King Doric's. I don't have the pull
I
up
chose
right
that
now.
one. I remember choosing that one for whatever it was.
Yeah, I chose that one, but I don't know if it fits too well. Like, I don't know the related lore of King Doric to that specific point in Lion's Arch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still cool nonetheless.
I don't really think it's supposed to have anything.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be just like a
I think a
respect
lot
kind of
them,
thing.
I think a lot of them are just looking for names,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah.
something I actually heard that was kind of interesting was I think it was Wooden Potatoes actually in his recent video about it. He was kind of talking about one of the polls, the things that the players are able to name is I believe it's an airship dock, I think.
Really?
Yeah, and I guess he was a little shocked, and so am I, that you know they're talking about that. I mean, he was skepticizing a little bit. You know, are people going to be able to have their own airships now, or is that going to become more of a important form of travel in the future of Guild Wars 2?
I mean, if they get rid of waypoints in a lot of places,
I don't think they're gonna do that though.
I
yeah.
think so.
Unfortunately,
'Cause they're
I
not
kind
gonna
of wish
give
they
us
would.
mounts, So
Yeah, and I mean, you got to have kind of a way of quick travel. I
another,
mean, I guess you don't, but
I mean, they wouldn't get rid of them all, just get rid of some of them.
like only
I mean,
have
I
2 or
feel like
3 a map.
ideally, we need like 5 a map. I think that would work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3
I
to
agree.
5 in a map.
Yeah,
Right.
just kind of all.
It
four
depends on the
corners
size
in
of the
middle.
map.
There was something interesting that WP also said in one of his videos about the really big areas being built in Lion's Arch, and how it has something to do with maybe like choosing a guild hall. So I cannot remember exactly what it was. Wow, but it was in Guild Wars 1 to choose a guild hall for your guild, which are finally being released in this expansion. You would talk to this guild a guild hall person, and you'd be able to like travel to the different like aisles or whatever that they'd have.
Oh.
And so I'm thinking that might be a link to that. Maybe choosing like a guild hall. I don't think they're gonna have your guild hall in Lion's Arch. I don't think
Yeah, I
that.
don't think so
I don't think
either.
so. I think that
Yeah.
they should still separate it and make it like its own like instance you could just travel to with the like pressing G tab or looking on the map somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe throw it out in the middle of the ocean somewhere. Just a button you can click.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they had stuff like that
Yeah.
in the first game, right?
Yeah, like the
Yep.
battle aisles and stuff.
Yeah.
You just click on the ship and then,
Yep.
That would take you there.
yeah.
But beside that, besides the Lion's Arch news,
Well,
there
real
was
quick,
a-
I just want to add in Lion's Arch. I'm just happy that there's actually going to be a Lion's Arch in Lion's Arch. I don't know if you saw the concept art for the new one.
Yeah,
I mean,
saw
finally, it's been like 250
You know-
some years.
It looked very Elonian.
It really did. It looks
The
kind of like
concept art I
ore,
saw.
actually.
Or in Alona, or in Alona. Well, they're kind of, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, I follow you.
but in other news, there was a potential leaked release date take this what you will. There was a German, on the German Amazon webpage, there was a Heart of Thorns expansion that had the release date of June 30th, 2015, and it was also priced at 44.99 euros, which translates to about $50.16 USD. Take it what you will. We've seen stuff like this a lot in the past with other games and stuff,
including Guild Wars 2.
Yeah,
including Guild Wars 2.
GameStop
So
used to do that.
it could just be a placeholder. It could be the release date, but I don't think.
It could be.
I don't know. I don't know if they'd be ready yet. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff they got to talk about. I think there's a lot of hype that they can still build for it, before it comes out.
They haven't even had a beta for it. I mean, like the beta for the little portal drop that you would get, and they haven't had that beta.
Right.
Yet.
And then June 30th is only like a month away, so
Yeah, like a month and
I don't think they'd be ready.
I don't think they're that quite ready. I mean, even just like the specializations, like they still have to announce, or they have to reveal 5 more specializations, or is it 4 more? It's 5 more
as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so it is 4 more.
No, we only have 3.
Wait, I'm totally derping right now.
They announced the Druid.
6 more.
But they didn't really talk
6
about
more.
the Druid yet.
Yeah, because there's
They
9
didn't give it the
professions
full
now.
love
yeah.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's still a ways to go.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it's going
I
to
know-
coincide with Guild Wars 2's release date.
Yeah, that's what Grasp and I had talked
I
about
think that can
quite
make
a bit.
sense, yeah.
Kind of celebrating the anniversary of Guild Wars 2 and,
Happy anniversary, here's Heart of Thorns.
3-year anniversary, holy
I dig it.
Yeah, otherwise, I can't see them releasing it much later than like August, September.
I feel like they just do so much better if they would release it at the start of summer. That's when kids get out of school, That's when people have more free time
I've
to
always
play.
said that too.
Like,
Yeah, but it's like, in August and September and stuff, like they're getting ready for Christmas, and then all the kids want mommy to buy them Heart of Thorns for Christmas.
yeah, but
So-
if you don't get it for the summer, they'll just drop the price down for sale. Like they're doing $10 a box for just a regular digital version or whatever. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've increased their player base so much by doing that.
Oh my God,
gosh.
yeah.
I mean, I have so many friends that have definitely picked it up just because of how cheap it's been lately.
Yeah, even if you're not interested, like, it's only $10. What do you have to
never
lose
pay
other than
monthly on
$10?
it. You could get super hooked on it for $10. I mean, shoot, like there's so much you can do.
Dude, that's cheaper than an indie Steam game that you get like 4 hours out of,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we've put a ton of hours. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
the amount of time I've put in Guild Wars 2 is nowhere near what you guys have put in. But like I said, I feel like I was at a severe disadvantage because of the laptop
Yeah.
situation early on. So the final news bit, a little bit of a little fun glitch or bug that happened here. People have been calling it World Heart World lately.
This is cool.
And apparently it was a world versus world glitch. It happened sometime this week where competing worlds were actually marked as friendlies. So you'd go in a world versus world and the enemy servers would be shown up as friendly. You couldn't attack them. There's actually a pretty funny video of a bunch of worlds hanging out in Gunner's Hold. They're just chatting and just playing some of the player instruments in game. I'll actually post a YouTube link to that on the show notes so you guys can check it out. But I thought that was pretty interesting.
Oh, that was hilarious. I remember
was sweet.
browsing through Reddit, pulling it up, and I saw the picture. It just shows them, like, marching. It almost kind of looked like they're holding hands. I'm like, this is Guild Wars 2. What's going on?
I actually saw Guild Wars 2 put that up on their Facebook about that. They're like, hey, look, we have a mistake.
Yeah. And I think it's cool that ArenaNet's able to be really humble about it and kind of take that stuff and laugh about it.
Right, make a
They
joke
even
out of
refer
it.
to it as the World Heart World glitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of being like, oh, everyone who exploited this bug or whatever, who was in World vs. World when it was friendly, you guys are banned. Blah. Like, there's so many games that just get so intense about that. And
Yeah.
ArenaNet's always been really, really fair. Did you guys see that video? Straying a little bit here from the news, but there's a video released a couple weeks ago. I guess there was some guy who was hacking, and ArenaNet found out.
I saw that. He killed his character.
Yeah, what they did is for those who haven't seen it, what they did is they logged onto this guy's account. He was just sitting there right in Divinity's Reach. What's that waypoint?
Ministers.
The Minister's
That's it.
waypoint. Right up by the Minister's waypoint. They went up to the fountain, stripped the character, stripped him naked, jumped off the ledge and killed him, and then they deleted his account. I was like, yes. I was like, that's
I still think they should bring back Doom, but that'll work for now.
Okay, I have a funny story about that real fast. one time I was playing Heroes of Sin, and we just caught a spike as soon as we got in. And for you guys that don't know what a spike is whatever you're running, people count down 3, 2, 1, spike, and that's when everyone like releases their attacks pretty much. And so we did that, and all of a sudden I just die. Like, what is going on? And all of a sudden I see Doom pop up and just ban me. Oh, I was pissed. It was awesome though. Like they need to bring that back for sure. The best way of banning people.
Oh, it was hilarious. It was so cool to see him just like come out of the ground too and swipe that green scythe.
Yeah.
What'd you get banned for?
I was just going to ask, like, you want to say?
I think it was just like
Public nudity?
No. It was just like
Okay, Pee Wee Herman.
talking crap to people, trolling,
Yeah, trilling.
stuff.
Trilling,
Pretty much.
right? that's definitely a new word. That needs to be on Wikipedia.
Hardy, har.
But that's it for news today. I mean, in future episodes, guys, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to focus on getting news bits or interesting facts every week about, just general game updates, PvE, PvP. And like we said before, we're also going to try to talk about a little bit of Guild Wars 1 history and how that links in with Guild Wars 2. So that'll all kind of go into this section. But for this week, we just have that news. I think we can get going on the big topic here.
I think that like another cool thing that we're gonna be adding to the podcast is kind of, and like kind of PvE more related, but for a lot of people out there that need help making money, working the trading post, farming strategies, we're gonna talk about some of those as well, and also something that's I've never really heard talked about in like a Guild Wars podcast or really many videos, but guild creation management, and just really how to run a successful guild. And just a good community. I ran a guild for about 2 years, and Grasp can back me up on this, and it was an incredible experience. Like I still talk to about 30 people from that guild all the time.
Oh, didn't we just, a bunch of those, just like 3 or 4 of those people randomly hopped on the other night while we were running Subways?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome.
Like, where have you been? The one guy we haven't seen like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
At
it was pretty
least.
sweet. One guy's a doctor, and it's like, I would always ask him like questions like, dude, I'm like sneezing. What do you think I have? Do you think it's cancer? He's like, no, stop.
Get off WebMD.
Do
Hypochondriac props.
not do WebMD. Do not.
No.
It's terrible.
Number 1 life hack. Do not
If
go
you
on
guys
that
learn
website.
nothing else from our podcast,
It's
never
do
go
not
on
WebMD. You'll say you have a sniffle, and they'll say you're pregnant.
right.
pretty much.
It's just not worth it.
Yeah, let's move on to the big topic, guys.
All right.
I kind of want to throw something in here.
Throw it in.
This is kind of big news, right? So it's been confirmed that ArenaNet is going to be at E3.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and it's just kind of weird because, like, ArenaNet hasn't been at E3, I think, since 2006 or 2005. It was a long time ago. I saw someone post on Reddit, like, they said that, like, it's strange. Like, they had their motto is, I'm looking at it right now and I can't find it. But anyways, it's just weird. And so it must be something big. Like, I only can imagine that maybe it's like they're announcing the release date, or like the price of the expansion. What do you guys think?
I feel like if they're gonna do the release date, they're gonna give us a price. To be honest.
I agree.
Yeah.
That.
They said that there's no more big updates that they're gonna give us because there is nothing really else in there to give us. They said everything's already announced. What was it, PAX? That they did that or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
They announced
Yeah,
the
I mean-
major features of the expansion.
yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah,
While
because
it was
everyone's like,
going
well,
on.
what about the Tengu? They're like, no, we already announced the major things.
So I think that if they do anything big at this, which that's what they do at these events, they release something big. They're gonna give us a release date. What is the date of this?
E3, it's like the first week of June, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that sounds
Jeez,
about right.
don't quote me on that. Let me find out.
Yeah, it's early June. I think, I don't know. I feel like they would definitely announce something huge. I mean, you don't just go to E3.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we know if they're doing a presentation or if they're just having like a booth set up? Because if they have a booth set up, they're definitely going to do Guild Wars Heart of Thorns beta stuff, which I think they did at PAX.
They definitely will. And I think that they will have a presentation. They seem to always have a presentation. Because they don't really go to too many of these things without having a big presence at them.
That's true.
Right, especially they haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I think, I don't know. So it's in June. I could see them announcing when Heart of Thorns is going to come out, but didn't they say that they still had a lot of stuff to talk about with the game? I mean, do we know a lot about the story of the game, or did they?
I feel like they're going to not give us a lot of that story yet.
They won't tell us about the story.
Okay.
But
because I know
they haven't talked anything about this this difficult group content they've been talking about, or they've mentioned. I shouldn't they haven't talked about it yet. They just have mentioned that's going to be there.
Dude, I heard that they hired the lead WoW raid designer for this expansion.
Okay, that's big news.
Yeah.
Shout what are they cooking up?
Yeah.
That better be true.
That could be really, really good. I mean, I think that's going to solve a lot of the problems that players have with this game, where they kind of hit max level and they feel that there's nothing really to do. And I can agree to that to an extent. I mean, I haven't poured enormous amount of man hours. I mean, I think I'm getting close to 600-700 hours on Guild Wars 2 right now, but
Nope. No,
I know. But I mean, I still have a lot of stuff to do, but I still feel, regardless, that little bit of, it'd be nice to have something where I feel like every week the guild has to get together. We have a organized group, and we jump in and we do some difficult content. Guild missions are one thing, but I don't think that's enough to
They're so
satisfy
repetitive.
that. Yeah.
It's not. You're not really getting rewarded with too much, in all honesty. Ascended trinkets, okay, you get them all the time.
Right.
Everywhere. But, when it comes down to things like Underworld and Fisher of Woe from Guild Wars 1, which I do believe we will be getting one of those. Wood and Potatoes made a good point in this in one of his videos recently. And that would give us so much to work with, because Underworld took up so many people's times. People ran that stuff for 3 or 4 years straight.
Oh my god, people are still running that in Eye of the North.
People still run it now.
Yeah.
I went to People Ages 2 days ago, just hopped in, Guild Wars 1, and they're still running it. People soloing Fisher of Woe now. What? So, it's pretty cool.
They need those things that, are going to allow more players. There's always going to be those players of games that they really enjoy collecting everything, and, the completionist crowd, but unfortunately, that's not, I don't think, a huge majority of players. There's a lot of people that they kind of want to hop on. Like for me, I've got my main now, and I've got an armor set that looks cool on them. Besides getting a couple other gear sets, if I'm trying to change my build up, I don't really have a desire to get a bunch of gear and stuff. So, I mean, I can run around in Silver Waste for a while, and I have mostly achievements in that already. So, I mean,
achievement points aren't doing much. What I do think is cool that they're doing, as a little sidetrack, is we're getting ready to the actual level, and they're giving us those. What are the points they're giving us instead of
the mastery points?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
That's huge.
That's gonna be huge. Yeah, I agree.
But the biggest things about Fisher of Woe and Underworld is that's how people made money. Ectos dropped out of Underworld. Obsidian shards dropped out of Fisher of Woe. Extremely rare weapon skins like Obby Blade. I think Fellblade, Chaos Axe is dropped. Doom's Reaper.
Right, and I mean, you could use the Ectos that you got from it to craft Obsidian armor and Chaos
bring that back.
Gloves eventually.
Bring back Chaos Gloves, ANET. Bring back Obby armor.
I mean, we have Radiant. We have Radiant band braces.
Not dead. Master Togo is not dead. Just like Tupac.
All right, we're getting on to the big topic here. We kind of had a big side topic.
Enough
there.
about Tupac.
So this week, what we wanted to talk about, as we mentioned before, is we kind of want to make some, speculation on what we think the other specializations are going to be that they haven't announced yet.
Speculation for this.
Because they're taking a break. I don't know if you guys know. They're they just announced 3 specializations, but they're going to take, I think it's a 2-week break.
Just 1 week break.
Just a 1 week break? Okay, yeah. And the reason they said for that is because there's supposed to be some big news, some big plans they have coming out.
Guild halls.
Yeah, could be. But yeah. So anyways, yeah, we're just gonna do some specialization. I can't say. Somebody else say the word for me. I can't say it right now.
Speculation of the specializations.
Thank you, Trill.
I got you, buddy. I got you.
All right, so where do we want to start?
I think we should start with the thief.
All right.
Assassin.
You guys think assassin's coming?
I think
I don't
it's
know if
gonna
it's gonna be assassin.
It'll either be assassin or sharpshooter, something like that.
Yeah.
I
I think they're gonna get a rifle.
They're definitely getting rifles, I think.
What else could they get? I mean,
Well, wasn't in the first Heart of Thorns trailer, like you could clearly see what looked like a thief holding a sniper rifle. I believe it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, if we do kind of like trial of elimination here, I don't think they're going to get greatsword because I can't see them giving another.
Necker got it already.
Right,
Yeah,
Necker got it.
Necro,
I don't think they'll give two professions the same. I mean, they could. It's not totally, off the table, but
I think they need to make every class have a 1200 range weapon.
Yeah, and Thief is definitely lacking on that. I mean, with the pistol, there's a pistol trait right now where you can increase it, but I think it only goes to like 1100 or just a little bit short of that or something, or 1050 something. But they definitely need some range, and I personally really like using short bow on my Thief. I like being able to stand back, and most people might argue, well, why don't you just play a ranger? I don't dig the pets, but I like the skill set with the short bow. I think the short bow is essential for just about every Thief. I mean, the mobility is huge in poison fields and blasts. I mean, it's just great. But
plus thieves are so squishy. I mean, you need to have some kind of range that you can retreat and still be effective in the battle.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be able to shoot in stealth.
Ooh.
I don't know. That'd be kind of OP.
Maybe it could be some, kind of like a back, like a headshot sort of thing where you're in stealth and you have a chance to actually take the aim. Maybe it can be a longer attack or something, but it could hit really, really hard.
I think that they might have some stuff like, I don't know if some of you guys play Shadow of Mordor, but when you can teleport through an arrow, that'd be cool if you shadow step through your shot or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't they already have that with pistol offhand though? I think pistol offhand
and short bow.
Yeah, well, short bow, you just pick where you want to teleport to. But the pistol offhand for number 4, it actually, you teleport to where your target's at. But I mean, I can't see them getting staff because I believe Revenant is getting the staff as a melee weapon, which I'm really jealous about. I might actually play a Revenant because of that. But
if you don't, I'd be pissed.
Dude,
I don't think it's confirmed. I think they just they data mined some skills, and the range on the staff was 400, I think, or 200. It was obviously it wasn't far away. It wasn't a long range weapon.
Yeah. Oh.
So a lot of people were like, "Oh, bow staff Revenant," but
yeah. Who knows? I mean, I guess that would add the range to the Thief, and that's really all that they need. They just need some range viability. I mean, they're strong close up. They're not really the tanking class. If you had to, put a little bit of the archetype name on some of this stuff.
They're all about burst.
So they don't need, survivability. I mean, they have it in terms of stealth. I mean, the way that you survive as a Thief is you stealth up, you run away. You kind of hit and run if you have to.
Guerrilla warfare.
But yeah, so let's
it definitely makes sense.
Warrior.
Oh,
this is a tough one.
This is Trill's baby right here.
See,
yeah, let's let Trill talk on this one. What do you think?
I'm really hoping that we get something cool. But
yeah, that'd be nice. I think something cool would be really nice. I hope the expansion's cool.
The Warrior is very versatile, as is right now. So it's kind of hard for me to think where they might go with it. I heard, shout out my boy Don for saying that he might want to see kind of like a Titan sort of specialization where they have dual shields. I don't know if I like that.
Oh,
but
that sounds more like Guardian though.
Yeah, but it'd be more like melee.
Yeah.
But
what if it was just a ranged shield? It was like Captain America. They just
throwing
throw their shield. That's their one attack.
I would like to see Dagger, in all honesty.
Do you think they would give daggers a main hand, or would it just be an offhand?
I honestly want to say... See, this is tough.
I'd say probably an offhand, because the Warrior already has so many weapons.
Exactly.
So, I can totally see them only getting 2 more skills on their left-hand side.
I think that they're going to get really strong utilities, if anything.
Yeah.
It's just really difficult because, like I said, they're in such a versatile place. I mean, they have almost all the weapons. Don't give us short bow. That's dumb. Don't give us short bow.
Right.
Give us a flail. Give us a whip. Give us something just super out there. A flail would be sick. A 2-hand flail. Give us something different.
Yeah, but I don't see ArenaNet coming up with new weapons.
No, they're not. We need spears.
Well, they're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there, we need spears. Everyone else needs spears. I got to take spear. I need to use it on land.
What if warrior's just that one profession that gets an underwater weapon? Like they already said, there's not going to be spears in the expansion. What if warrior's just that one profession that gets like a spear as their specialization weapon?
Watch them just give us a new underwater weapon. But I mean, it even says on
cool.
the Guild Wars 2 wiki, the warrior, its definition is the master of arms.
Yeah.
So I mean, it
because
has.
Of that, I can see the warrior getting the dagger as an offhand, and the reason for that is there's a lot of medieval martial fighting styles where they use an offhand dagger, and the point of that is you can use it to kind of parry attacks, and you can also
you can even punch with it.
Yeah, you could punch with it too.
I just
right,
think
like
they
holding it.
That's the thing. Gladiator would be sick.
Duelist or something like that?
That'd be cool. Duelist or gladiator.
Well, guys.
Hey.
Guys, get a load of this real quick. How about Ritlock Brimstone? He's a warrior, and he wields a pistol in his offhand.
He's also a remnant now.
Yeah.
But he was a warrior.
Revenants have pistol.
Yeah, but don't give me.
I can't see the Revenants getting a pistol. I don't think.
Maybe they gave us pistol and dagger. I think. See, I don't know. This is
just
really
that one
tough
profession that gets two weapons.
But they'd both be offhand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're really only getting 4 skills. But I don't.
Yeah, but I don't think they would do that. It's one or the other. They're not gonna do both.
You would not gain. I think you gain more out of a dagger than a pistol. In all honesty, I think the gameplay would be a lot more fun.
Yeah, but you know what they say, dude? Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's why you have a huge axe or something you're main in. We'll just see how that one plays out. In all honesty, I think
that's one of the toughest.
That's the most difficult for sure.
Yeah.
Just because, like you said, I mean, they're just in a really good place right now in terms of versatility.
Yes, they are.
What about the Ellie? Another versatile class.
It's already the Tempest. It's already confirmed from the live stream.
They're definitely getting the sword, right?
Yeah, the sword. It makes sense. I mean, I don't think it's confirmed. Like they data mined skills that sounded like sword skills, but it's definitely not. It's not confirmed right now. I think it makes sense though.
If you guys remember back in the Guild Wars 1, I believe Elementalists, some of the henchmen or something use swords or something. I don't know. I feel like a lot of Ellies use swords.
It's not uncommon for magic users to wield a sword. I mean, look at Gandalf.
Right.
Oh, I was gonna say
Gandalf.
Gandalf's a G, and he's got a sword.
Dude.
So
Don't get me started on Lord of the Rings. I love it.
I know. We could have a whole different podcast on
That's another podcast, guys, right?
All right, so Ellie, I mean, what have they talked about with the Tempest then? I mean, if it's already been semi-confirmed, unofficially.
I mean, they really haven't talked about much, but get a load of this. Like a Tempest it's a violent windstorm, frequently accompanied by rain, snow, or hail. So, I mean, you could take that and think like, okay, they have these swords. Well, probably, most likely, they're gonna have a sword. They could just be whipping it around and, conjuring up storms or what have you.
It'd be cool if you saw them slice symbols into the air or something, and I don't know. It'd be cool.
Here's an interesting thought. Could you guys see the one-handed sword for the Ellie becoming similar to how the greatsword is on the Mesmer, where it's actually a ranged weapon?
Oh, I definitely would think it'd be like that. I don't see Ellie being.
So? I mean, they've got dagger.
Well, they have staff for 1200 range, so I don't think it would be 1200 range.
It'd be mid, short bow or pistol. I mean, they might mix it up to have some really close range stuff because they have dagger and staff and scepter. It'd just be interesting to see how it goes. I think it's gonna be really cool to see sword main hand, and can they have scepter offhand?
I don't think they can.
That'd be cool if they open that up.
That was another thing we talked about.
That'd be really cool if they open that up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there already is an NPC in the game that wields a scepter in his offhand. I mean,
AC, right?
it's part of... Yeah, it's an AC, Hodgins,
Yeah.
yeah. He holds, the flaming scepters. So, I mean, it's not like totally... I mean, it's definitely not going to be in this. I don't think so. I think it's going to be sword, but I can see them getting it in the future.
Yeah.
Scepter offhand. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm. What about the engineer? I feel
They're
like I
getting
haven't
hammered.
heard much about this.
They're getting hammered.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's right, in the video.
Yep.
The Heart of Thorns video.
Yep.
They're probably going to call it the Demolitionist, something like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of a lame,
Although,
but hopefully
did you see
it's
the
better.
little, like, androids kind of floating around?
No, I didn't. I don't remember.
Oh, watch
I
the
guess.
video again then.
Well, I mean, I saw it, but I just don't remember seeing little robots.
The hammer's a ranged weapon, right? For the engineer?
No, the hammer is going to be ranged for the Revenant.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm getting all mixed up. I haven't seen the trailer in a while. I really need to go back and watch the trailer to kind of get this all straight. What do you think they're going to call it? You guys think they're going to call it the Demolitionist? Or are they going to try to do something related to
The Destroyer.
robots or something?
I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends on if they're going to be having, like, more robotic stuff, or if it's just going to be mostly, like, hands-on, just brutality, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they could benefit from some of that. And right now they're all range, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another kind of tough one to think about.
Yeah, Demolitionist would make sense. I mean, if it's close up, beating the crap out of people, Demolitionist would make sense.
It'd be like when you explode your minions or whatever. You remember being able to do that? And, like, what if you, like, set your little robots, like, explode? Demolitionist. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
The idea is a crazy arena net. Take note.
Making all the hype.
Alright, so here's the coolest one. The Revenant. This is what we've all been waiting for. A third heavy class.
We could even talk about
Let's
what
talk
we think
about
the
it.
Revenant's getting, period.
Oh, God. It's so
Real
cool.
quick, I'd like to take back my comment about the Warrior being the hardest one to speculate for their specialization. I think the Revenant's definitely the hardest one because, like, what do we know about this class so far?
True.
They're getting
true.
the hammer.
Hammer staff, I see them getting... Okay, so at some point, if they do not release a Ritualist class, at some point I see the Revenant being somewhat like a Ritualist from Guild Wars 1.
What if their specialization... Yeah, what if they get spirits? Because, like, they already have spirits as a skill type in the game. And we know that the theme they're going with these specializations is they're adding skills from another profession to the professions. They're getting that specialization. So, yeah, what if they take spirits and they're the Ritualists?
That'd be sick. It would be...
Sounds kinda
it would be
cool.
incredible.
I mean, Ritualist is one of my favorite characters in Guild Wars 1, and I know a lot of people have been kind of wanting it.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, it's kind of
It had
how
a good place.
the Necro brought some of the Dervish back, and that's really cool to me. I think that hopefully the Thief specialization will be some of the Assassin back. Dragon Hunter tried to bring back some Paragon, I think. Kind of lacked on that one.
Yeah.
They should have just called it the Paragon.
God, just give us spears.
Or the Valkyrie or something cool.
No, I get it with the Dragon Hunter. Like, they said they were referencing it to the medieval witch hunter, where he just wants to go out and kick butt of witches, and like in this game it's dragons. They're like the demons or the witches in this game. So I mean, I get it.
Fair enough. Big game hunters, yeah. Okay. Traps are cool. I like the idea of traps. Traps are cool in Guild Wars 1.
Yeah.
What legends, what other legends do you think the Revenant's going to be able to use, guys?
Shiro Tagachi, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, Shiro. Definitely.
No doubt, dude. That's going to be sick. Dual-wielding swords, that would be sick.
Well, like how many? They're getting 4 legends, right? Is that what it is?
I think so. See, but here's the thing. If they get a Ritualist specialization, are they going to be able to still use legends?
They might just add another one. There might be a 5th one.
Master Togo.
He's not
Master
dead.
Togo is the other
Togo's
legend.
alive.
Dude, Master Togo and... Who was the little student he had?
Oh, dude, he wasn't even important. You were the student. Your character was the
No,
student.
but he had this other little TA or something, a teacher's aide, I don't know. Hanging around him. His name was Yuri or something, I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Dang, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I think I remember that.
You're taking me
It's been a long
back.
time.
Yeah, I'm taking y'all back to Noob Island.
Take me back to the shack,
But
bro.
you kill him in Zendaijin.
Well,
Oh,
that's why he's not
yeah.
there then, because Togo's so much cooler than him, dude.
Dude, I can't believe Togo
For real.
dies. Like, can we just take a moment of silence?
Well, I mean, he's still alive, man. So I don't know
Congrats,
what
I
you're
know.
talking about.
Dude,
He's
You're
like
in the
it
GLaDOS.
stresses me out just so I can't think about it.
I mean, who else is confirmed so far for the Legends? For the
Malix?
The Great Dwarf. Or no, Jalis Heinhammer.
Yeah, okay, cool, Jalis.
Yeah.
That would be sick. I'm excited about that.
Well, we know that Jalis is going to be like a more tankier legend, right?
And Malix is
And
all
then
conditions.
Malix is Condi. So it would make sense if we get Shiro as another legend, if
bursty.
it's more like melee. Yeah, like more bursty, more melee.
Yeah.
So then what do you think about the fourth one?
Maybe somewhat of a healing type thing.
Or like a support?
Yeah, like really supporting.
Yeah,
Brother Minlo.
Oh,
could be Menlo.
Menlo's the man.
Cormier would be cool, but that's
Yeah, that's
I
the
don't
human,
think
though.
Cormier.
Cormier's super supporty.
Yeah.
Turiosa. Dude. No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean,
I think it's something cool though.
Oh, dude.
Dude,
Oh, totally.
Tibble. Definitely Tibble.
or Glint. Then what about everyone talking about Glint? What if it's
Yeah,
Glint?
didn't they have some dragon thing and they were gonna be
Yeah,
yeah.
the animation was a dragon that looked exactly like
Could be
Glint.
Glint.
Oh, it's probably
Could be
Glint
Glint.
then,
Glint,
dude.
dude. Even if it's not, I'm gonna pretend it is.
Unless it's like Glint's baby, or nameless baby that you save in that one mission against the destroyers.
Yeah, and
The
now
challenge
that they
mission?
like stole the egg.
Yeah, but that's a different one. That's not the same baby.
I don't care. They still stole the egg. Give me the egg back.
They just have like this baby that's in an egg still, and that's your legend for the Revenant.
It's like Togepi from freaking Pokemon.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, guys.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to hear more. I'm really, really, really hoping that they do Thief soon, because the anticipation is killing me.
I think they're
I
gonna do
just
Thief
need
next.
to know. I need to know.
Oh, so for the Ranger, I know we're getting staff and stuff, but like, do you guys think they're gonna be able to take off the pet or something? Maybe.
No, because everything we saw with the Druid, you still have the pet with you.
Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, I feel like we know a decent amount about the Druid so far, but, obviously they haven't done a formal write-up about it yet, but I don't know, they're definitely getting staff. It's
Yeah.
already confirmed.
Which I totally
Still
love it.
can-
I think it's super cool. Like, you think of the Ranger as this like natural kind of like a little bit of magic, but a lot of martial. And now with the specialization, you're taking that more in a magical direction. I really like that. I think it's
Yeah.
cool. It's a good idea.
I saw, how you can do the little chat codes and it brings up like a weapon or something.
Mhm.
I saw someone post the new legendary staff, and it is so druidy, it's unreal. It's got like a bird in it and stuff,
Ooh.
like a
Oh, the
spirit
Raven
bird.
staff?
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually been in the game for a while. People
Yeah, the
people
code
dabbed on
has,
that a
yeah.
long time ago.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be sweet.
But it does look awesome. Yeah, it definitely looks better than the Bifrost, might I add.
When it comes to the
Yeah.
Chronomancer, are you guys really excited for that?
Definitely.
Yeah,
That
dude,
might be-
totally.
If the Thief specialization kind of falls through, I do have a Mesmer I'm currently leveling. If I get that to 80, I'm going to definitely try the Chronomancer. That has potential to pull me away from the Thief. Just because I really like the idea that the Mesmer almost feels like the caster equivalent of like an assassin or a thief kind of character.
Yeah.
They're all about
Yeah.
deception and trickery. It's really, really unique.
There's definitely some parallels between the two classes. And it's not a bad
Absolutely.
thing.
I mean, they both have pistol whip pretty much.
Enough
pistol
said.
whip Rex.
I think it's cool because it was from Guild Wars Utopia they were planning on making. And I think,
Yeah,
I think that at some point after we get done with Kantha and Alona, if they ever come, and Guild Wars 2, I believe that they might use that as something else. Because they just, how they added Southland Cove and something random like that. I think that that might be a pretty cool expansion pack to go with. Utopia was an incredible idea,
Yeah. It'd be cool to see them pull more from that.
for sure.
All right, that concludes the episode today, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. We want to know what you guys want to hear. We definitely want some feedback, as this is our first episode. We want to make this show as good as we can for you. We're planning on having some guest speakers, so we'd also like to know who you would like us to try to get a hold of.
We got a big surprise for you guys coming up here soon.
We do.
It's gonna be
Can't wait
awesome.
to tell you guys about it. And most importantly, we want to build a community out of this podcast. You know, eventually we want to be able to stream some gameplay for you guys. You know, so you guys can kind of see what we're doing in game, and as well as start doing some giveaways and stuff to really, you know, build a strong community out of this. It's important to us. But if you have some questions or if you want to get a hold of us, the ways you can do that are you can hit up our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/The Durmand Diary. You can also hit us up on Twitter at The Durmand Diary, or you can also hit us up in game. My in-game tag is switchblade.6924. Trill's is trill.9560.
Swag.
And Grasp's is Jeff.4680.
Jeff Grass, they're interchangeable.
And so you guys can tune in through iTunes. We are also posting our episodes on YouTube. So if you want to watch them that way, in case you're not an Apple guy like me, you know, you guys can tune in that way. We'd also like to give a shout out to Corvus for giving us our intro music. You guys can check out his work at youtube.com/user/CorvusPlays. He does a lot of really, really incredible music that's all in Guild Wars, in the realm of Guild Wars, and it's just really, really cool.
Definitely
super
check it
grateful
out.
for him. Definitely check it out. And finally, our icon was created by Fuzzy Lombax 416. You can check out some of his work. He's a really good friend of mine. Check him out at Instagram.com/Fuzzy Lombax 416. And until next time, we'll see you guys on the next page of the Durmand Diary. Thanks.